Why are you on YouTube? And I say this because I might know you as I know myself. Sometimes I get stuck on YouTube because I'm avoiding something in myself. I'm trying to get away from life. And we can punish that, or we can explore it. I'd like to invite you into an exploration with me. If you're new to my channel, my name is Josephine. And if you're a regular viewer, then warmly welcome back. When we are avoiding something, what we usually avoid is a feeling or a thought. But that doesn't arise out of nowhere. That feeling or that thought is usually associated with an unmet need. Notice what happens inside of you, just to open up, to pay attention to what needs of yours, are not being met right now. Our inner worlds usually absolutely adore our curiosity. They're calling for us to explore it, to be with it. And sometimes the act of running away is itself more comfortable than actually meeting the feelings. And the juiciest part of it is when we actually allow ourselves to feel our need. May it be the need for freedom, the need to feel love, the need for joy, for belonging, for power. Is there a need of yours that's not being met right now? And what happens when you acknowledge that you have that need? And if we're not used to naming our needs, it can be difficult to get all the way to the need. And then it becomes a little less powerful. Like, let's say I have a need for peace, but what I actually say is that I have a need for my friend to be quiet. That's not really a need. That's a solution to a need. My friend being quiet is a solution for my need for peace. And a way to discover a need is that it's universal. We all have a need for for peace, but we don't all have a need that my specific friend is quiet. So if you're getting all the way back to a universal need that's not being fulfilled, that's where you can find relaxation. That's where you can find, well, yourself, I guess. So check in with yourself. What you long for right now, is it specific to your life circumstances? Or is it something that it's likely that I long for as well? And notice what happens inside of you when you start exploring that. Is it seriousness? Or can you invite some playfulness? Is there curiosity? And here's another trick. Sometimes when we start looking for what am I actually escaping? What need am I trying to pretend I don't have or fulfill? Is that another need arises. Sometimes I'm so fierce with trying to find out stuff in my inner world that resistance comes up. And then maybe that resistance is actually shielding a need for kindness, a need for compassion and self-love. Then that's also a need not being met right now. I had a friend of mine who said, when we had a conversation a few weeks ago, he said that once you start exploring your inner life, there's not really such a thing as boredom. There's always something moving, something to explore, something to be curious about. And I just love that phrasing because that's true. When we include our inner world in our lived experience, if we're not at peace, if we want to change something in this current moment, there is something to be curious about inside of ourselves. And one way to try and change this moment, I am as guilty as this as anyone else, is to keep scrolling on YouTube. So check in with yourself. Is that what you really need right now? Is this nourishing for you? And if it is, see if you can celebrate that. Right now, you are nourishing yourself. And if it's not, see if you can look at your escape pattern with compassion. It's not your enemy. It's just trying to make you feel better. But maybe it doesn't hold the wisdom right now to know how to do that. Some kind of transformation happens inside of us when we're honest, when we just show up to what's alive in us. What do you long for right now? Thank you for joining me on this little exploration. I'll see you next time.